lens that I bought over the summer. I was looking at wide-angle lenses over the summer, and the Nikon brand, or the Nikon version I was looking at, is actually around $1,000. It's really expensive. So the third-party lenses ended up running into the Tamron 10-24. Now the Tamron 10-24 is a wide-angle lens. It's an SP lens, so it's one of their, I guess, better grade lens. It's still very plasticky. But it does actually have a metal mount, so that's good. It's much better than those cheap plastic mounts, especially on some of the Nikon lenses, you know, like the kit lens or the f3.5-4.5. So anyways, about this lens, yeah, it's a 10-24, so it gives you a really wide angle, and so it's really good. It is a 3.5-4.5 aperture, which is alright. I mean, when you're doing that wide angle shots, you don't really need a 2.8 or something that wide open. So I use this mostly outdoors when there's a lot of light. I have done some long exposures with it for like night shots, and I will put some of those images up on the end of this video. One of the images is a group shot, which I actually shot with the camera that's recording this right now, the 5100. The other shots are actually shot with a D3000, which I was using before I got the 5100 when I first got this lens. So yeah, about this lens, the build quality is alright. It's still a good weight. I have the 51.8 G by Nikon here. It's extremely light compared to the 10-24, which is really chunky. It's got a nice front element. I don't know if you can really tell. It's really nice though. The lens hood stays on there well. It's a nice lens hood. Adds a lot of weight to the entry-level DSLR bodies, which are very light, so it is kind of lopsided. At like a 10 millimeters, you get a lot of distortion. Sometimes you'll see that in some of the images, but that's expected unless you go to Nikon. The Nikon one I checked out in the store, it doesn't distort as much, but this was only around 500. The Nikon was almost like 1,000. So it's still good quality. It's pretty sharp. Nikon's a little bit sharper, which is expected. But yeah, for like $500 for the wide angle, it's really cool to do some landscapes, group shots. I haven't really tried it much out with video. I'm excited about that because it'd be pretty cool to get those effects. There's also a Tokina one. Is actually, I think, 12-24, so you don't get as wide. I heard it's a little bit sharper. You actually, like the focus on it, I think it actually has a focus window. This one doesn't have a focus window, it's just a ring. And yeah, you actually have to switch it into manual focus to do manual focus. It's not an MA. When it's in auto, you don't want to be spinning this or you're going to be messing with the motor. So yeah, if you have a entry-level DSLR DX body for Nikon, this is definitely a nice wide-angle lens, definitely affordable. And yeah, it will distort, but sometimes it's a fun effect. So yeah, if you have any questions about this lens or any of my other gear, just send me a comment. I might be reviewing the 50mm 1.8 that came out over the summer soon. It's also an interesting lens. I had the 50mm 1.8D before that. So yeah, I might be reviewing that. So yeah, that's all I have for that. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment box.
You know I need you like aqua. Say with that you got me so nauseous. If I ain't cautious, I'm prone to self-inflict my sickness. You know it's true, you was my witness, and how you witness my inconsistency. Yes, still patient when I need your assistance. And I just gotta know that even though I'm a misfit, I'm still worth more than Calamity's French kiss. Yes, I'm loved and I'm pursued, and though I can't finish